Hello Internet, James Allen from Out of 8, and today I'm playing turn-based god game Skyward Collapse. In the game you oversee two rival factions who will go to war with each other, and your objective is to actually allow both sides to survive until the end of the game. So we'll just start a new game off here. You can choose between any number of maps, although the default map is the one that makes the most sense. You can choose the two factions, how long the rounds are, which basically opens up new rules as you go to a new round. You can do cooperative multiplayer, and then set difficulty settings. We'll just kind of choose the default settings here real quick. So, as with most god games, what you do is you put down resources and buildings, and then everything else is kind of automated in the game. My main complaint about this is the interface, as you'll see shortly. One main thing about it is that as you place objects, like I can place this little wood-producing thing here, if you hold control you can see the names of your buildings, but the number of buildings you have constructed isn't indicated over here on the side menu. And since you're controlling two different factions at the same time, it can make it really difficult to remember what you're really supposed to be doing for each side. So what I'm going to do is kind of lay down basic resources. When you start, all your initial buildings are free. So I'm going to kind of give this guy a bunch of raw resources. Raw resources are global throughout all of your cities. Whereas the finished goods, which you can see listed on the bottom, are city specific. So you have to build those in each new town that you have. And I think I did new sheep. So there you go. There's my initial actions for the red side. And then I'll actually do a different strategy for the blue side, just to show it off. I'm going to place the raw resource and then the thing that actually uses it. They aren't lined up one on top of the other for some reason, so the wood is actually done by the carpenter instead of actually putting them under each other here, which would have made a lot more sense. Again, interface issues. The rock is the stonemason, which again is not under it. Pig goes with the butcher, and then wheat will go bakery. And we'll do a clay. There we go. So that'll be my initial setup. And then as you start playing, you can basically plop down all the other buildings, but for some cost, as you can see here. Again, you know, it doesn't show you how many of these you have, so you have to press control. And when you start having multiple cities, it can get pretty confusing as to which ones you have and which ones you don't. Now, at the beginning here, I'm going to kind of have to wait for resources to accumulate. So I'm just going to kind of end the turn. As you progress in the game, there's these neutral bandits that'll spawn, so you can't camp out too long before you have to actually start getting some military people here. So they need basically all these. So here's a carpenter and a stonemason. And I can start doing some of the other buildings too. Now I don't want to build military buildings just yet because I want the sides to be balanced, and if you start placing them for one side before the other side, then things will start getting out of whack. The trick is you also have to worry about your score, so you actually want them to cause some damage, but you don't want them to obliterate the other side. So it's a really interesting, unique game in that sense. It's certainly unique, and I'll give it that. So I believe for this side I need a smithy and a smelter. A potter couldn't hurt. Again, at a glance, you know, what did I buy already? I don't really remember without going through the list. You can also mouse up here. Again, it's kind of an unorganized thing here. It would have been a lot better just to put numbers here to show you how many of each thing you have. I think I need a ranch. You can see that as you place buildings, and I'm not going to place this, there's a finite amount of space you have. So you will eventually have to go out and build more town centers, which cost cut stone. So we'll end that guy's turn. Let's see. See, now I already forget my strategy for this guy. Okay. He needs matching buildings, so we'll do an iron. But I can't do this because I don't have cut stone yet. Do a potter there. Now you only need one finished goods per city. It actually won't even let you build more than one. So you say you can't place more than one. Because it'll actually produce as much as is available from the raw goods. Which is pretty interesting. So, alright, let's start to get a little bit more organized here. I think my bandits are going to show up soon, so I'm going to do my barracks. When you mouse over it, it'll show you what you're missing, like I'm missing the butcher. So, basically I got to wait to get enough cut stone to put the butcher down, which is what I'll do for them. And I'll give them a barracks, and they need a smithy and a ranch. So there's my ranch, although I actually don't want to build it yet because I don't want the two sides to get unbalanced. So there's my barracks again, missing the butcher. And I'm going to place them in hope that the other side can afford what they need, the smithy and the ranch. Which they can't, of course, but I can do the ranch, so at least give them some units to start out with. In addition to placing buildings, there's my unit. The units will automatically attack each other. You can actually put down land tiles basically for free, although it uses up one of your limited actions a turn. You can improve units, repair buildings, drop resources. You can actually eventually call in mythological units, which are really powerful bosses basically if one side is really hurting. Well, if they're really hurting, you usually can't afford the resources required to bring them in anyway. And then once gods come onto the map, you can actually give little orders to the gods, although I doubt I'm going to actually survive that long because I'm really terrible at this game. So let's do the archery for these guys. See what the archery needs. It needs a bakery and a smelter. There's your bakery, so now my red guy is going to be a lot better than the other guy. Okay, we need a smithy, which means we need stone, which means we need another turn. So there goes the little unit guy going out. And he can actually skip all that. Well, he moved, didn't he? Alright. I do want a town center here in a little bit. Let me get some more rock here. So, cut more stone. You still need your smithy. There we go. So now I can start getting units. And cut stone seems to be the limiting resource early on, so I'll get you another thing there. He's going to cause some damage up there, which he did. Not very much damage, though. Bandits still have not appeared. So I'm going to actually kind of wait for my town center. And about 4 more cut stone, so... There's one unit for them, so they'll start fighting each other. And start earning me some points eventually. So they're okay for now. So here's my barracks. So as soon as their stuff is automatically produced, then they'll be good to go. So I'm actually going to kind of let these guys fight each other here for a little bit. They do, they're okay. I don't think I have any other things here, so I'm just going to kind of end turn here for a little bit. They need an archery though. They need a sheep farm and a Fletcher and a smelter. So there's your sheep, Fletcher, and a smelter, which I need a little bit more cut stone for. Alright, oh, there we go, there's my bandits. Right next to my red city, which is not too good, but I'm going to build a new town center for them. So like I said before, the resources are universal. So I'm going to kind of make this my military town. It says I need a butcher, a carpenter, and a smithy here, which I can't afford yet. But I should be able to next turn. And we'll actually kind of try to do the same thing for the blue side. Put a new town in there. Oh, he has like no cut stone available. Come on, jerk. Get on it. And I'm actually going to repair my building here. Stop attacking my buildings. It's like 3 on 1 over there. But that did increase my score. Yay! So you guys should really pay attention to that then. Alright, let's see. Actually, don't even want those guys to get any more units, to be quite honest. But these guys definitely need them. Oh, butcher, butcher, butcher. Can't afford it. More pigs would be good, though. Attack, attack. Those guys took each other out, so that's good. Alright, red I'm just going to kind of hang tight with, because blue's the guys that are not doing so hot. There's butcher. That's it. So you got one guy going. Let's end that. Yeah, their town isn't doing so good there, to say the least. So red's doing okay. Blue needs some help. Bakery, carpenter, fletcher, smelter. Oh, basically everything. But they'll start getting some units here in a little bit. Their buildings are kind of hurting there in their capital. Alright. I'm going to do another rock to replace that one that's about to die. Oh, what's getting killed? A ranch and rock quarries. So we'll just kind of mirror that over here if I could, which I can't. I don't have any logs. Come on, woodcutter. Let me drop some resources here. You need some logs. Get some logs. You need some stone, too. Come on. Pick up that stuff. That building's really hurting. What is that? A butcher? That would be not good. Again, red's kind of doing okay. 4 units to 2 units. Alright, let's see here. Carpenter, fletcher, and smelter. Let's do smelter. Carpenter. Alright, so they should start pumping out the units here real quick. Yeah, let me heal. I don't really care about that building, to be honest. Like I said, you kind of have to let some buildings get destroyed or else you'll lose the game, because you have to have a minimum score requirement based on destruction. Now you're hoping that they'll destroy the neutrals, the bandits here in the middle, but it's not always the case. So their rock quarry is about to get going. So I'm going to build another rock quarry over here to replace it. Let's see. 5 units, 2 units. Because they just keep getting killed. I don't think that has a siege yet. So you really need bread. So let me give you some more wheat. Pikes, which I think are made by the Fletcher or something. The carpenter. Somebody makes them. Alright. Neutrals are causing some trouble. They're alright. I want to repair this pig farm. Because I think that would be bad to lose some of those resource builders. actually red is now losing some units, so let's start giving them their stuff. Butcher and smithy. There you go. Enjoy. Carpenter bakery. That's all you can get. Yeah, the rock quarry left. That's okay though. The other rock quarries we had to go to. So, build one over here. And just skip combat. We got some more bandits here in the middle. Kind of keep an eye on this a little bit. Hey, I lost a smithy. That's not good. Now, when things get destroyed, you can't actually build on top of the ruins anymore, which means you're eventually going to run out of space because you're going to use all your tiles. Like, so you can't place it on top of ruins. So I can replace it right there, but eventually, when I take care of this front line, it's going to disappear. So let me see how many units are doing. Yeah, red kind of actually needs a little bit more people. So it's actually pretty balanced right now. The game is pretty difficult. I actually, through my hours of playing, haven't been able to reach the end yet without screwing something up, letting one team kind of overpower the other. This town's kind of losing it a little bit. My scores needs to start getting higher, so I actually kind of need some of these buildings to get destroyed, to be honest. Gonna let that go here. So, as I said earlier, the game is really unique, and there's you know, various strategies you can do in designing your towns and when to respond to an unbalance in the game. This town is kind of screwed, to say the least. Can you afford a new town center? Yeah, you can. Way over here by the red guys. There we go. You actually have a lot more units than the red guys do, but you don't have any units over here, so I'm actually going to kind of build your new town over here. Yeah. So you need mutton from sheep. So this is kind of the replacement town for this town. Because you need stuff to get destroyed. Bakery. Woodcutter. No, don't have enough. Alright, well, I'll give you some resources then. Here, have some logs, buddy. Oh, only have one action left. Never mind. Yeah, I'm just kind of saying the heck with this town, to be honest. So I'm just going to kind of replace it down here at the bottom. 5-5, that's not too bad, so we'll just end your turn, and then I'm going to continue developing this town here. Smithy and a woodcutter. Still need my wood. Just a little disturbing because I don't think the problem is you need to spend logs to get logs. So the only thing you can do is actually just resource drop these logs and hope that they pick them up. Hey, pick up those logs for me, will you? Yeah, now blue is starting to get overpowered a little bit. There's my wood. Alright, so now I'm going to kind of sit tight with them. Something's attacking that, though. You can upgrade your units, but it costs a lot of resources, so it's kind of something to do later in the game. So I'm actually doing okay. So I'm just going to let this town go away and collect all the points from it. So we got 6 on 7. It's not too terrible. Let's see here. You need a ranch and a bakery. let's do another iron since we have it. You're doing okay, I think. Smelter. Smelter. 3 more cut stone. I think I have a stonemason that time. Nope. Now I do. So I'm going to get a smelter for blue. As their first town gets obliterated. Nope, still can't do it. Need my cut stone. I wonder if I'm running out of rock. Hope not. That's the problem, is you'll inevitably forget about something. Yeah, I know. Yeah, take out that castle. Bloon's actually taking care of the neutrals for me, which is nice. You also get these woes, little random events over time. Like this one, it's going to strike everybody. It's going to reduce everybody's health, which is interesting. And those really shake up the game and can really screw you over if they affect the wrong people at the wrong time. So it tells you how many turns, it is until that happens, so you can kind of prepare in advance. See, my score's kind of going up here a little bit, so I'm going to kind of advance through some turns here. There we go. So I reached my score limit that I needed to do by turn 30, 2 turns early. So go me. So actually going to kind of think forget if I set it to, no, I set it to 40. Red's actually getting obliterated here. So there's your unbalancedness, which I usually become accustomed to because I'm not paying attention. So red is now going to die. Yep, they're going to die. So this would be the point where I should build one of these guys. So, enjoy that, people. That's like your little cheat for taking care of everybody. And try to rebuild this. So they got rid of my barracks and my archery range. So I'm going to have to rebuild that. Ranch, bakery, smelter. As you can see, oh, can't place that yet. I'm going to run out of space in that little town. I think blue's doing okay now. I got 9 units. Red's building back up. Boom. Valkyrie's doing pretty good. Doing what I needed to do, which was rebalance it. I want to kind of make it to the age of monsters here. 5 turns. Go. The Valkyrie's gonna take out their town, to say the least. Iron mine. Oh, it's red. Guess my iron mine got destroyed. Yeah. Smelter. There you go. Yeah, I probably didn't replace it. Do another one. There we go. That's just wrong to put him right next to him. I actually just kind of want to survive to turn 40 so I can show you the next. Just gonna let these guys destroy each other. There we go, Age of Monsters. When the Age of Monsters happens, you get a god. There you go. And you can place things which will basically tell them little things to do, but you need resources to do that. Moonstone and Sunstone, which you can't afford at the moment. He has a lot of cut stone, though, but I need steel because I don't have a smelter. Because it got destroyed. Because blue is destroying all the red stuff. So I'm going to throw down an elf. Help you guys out. So, there's that health thing, and then blue's gonna get it even better. Whoa. In about 11 turns, so that's awesome. Yay. So you see, it's I think it's a really difficult game. This one's gonna just end badly for me real soon. So, but overall, it's really interesting. You know, you can't control the units directly, which is actually fine with me because that'd be so much micromanagement. It would just drive me batty trying to order all these units around. So I actually kind of like the fact that they kind of move on their own. There's room for different strategies in it, and there's enough stuff happening that you're always doing something, even though I've actually been skipping a lot of turns here. That was more just to kind of show you more of the game later on when the gods appear. But, you know, there's different ways of approaching it and trying to balance out your forces, and I think it's an interesting dichotomy between trying to balance things but also letting them destroy each other, because you need the points in order to beat the game. So striking a balance can be very difficult, especially when you're usually the person that unbalances things unknowingly by allowing too many units to be produced, or not enough units to be produced, or letting the bandits run wild, or not preparing for the woes correctly, or any of a number of different things that might happen. So it definitely has some interesting design mechanics in the game, and for only $5, you know, people who like this sort of thing, want a different take on the god game genre, can check it out. So that's all I have for today. Until next time, bye now.